Hello.
Hello and welcome.
Welcome. So, we're about to start a really amazing journey that I have had people ask me for years why I don't have a podcast of my own. And I kind of thought to myself, like, who wants to hear me talk about anything, you know? And just to let everyone know, I am Virginia Poe. This lovely human across the way from me is the wonderful Mr. Levi Leland. Levi and I have known each other for quite some time.
Over a decade now.
Yeah. All because of Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah.
Which is amazing.
He's brought so many together, honestly.
Oh, yes,
There's
absolutely.
a little Poe community out there.
And
those people know who they are.
They're all amazing folks, and we're talking about you.
You can't hide.
Yeah, no, they can't hide. So this podcast that we are creating, it's been a long time coming, to be very honest. A couple of weeks back, I was listening to a podcast that I rather adore, and they just happened to have an episode about unsolved mysteries, like creepy unsolved mysteries. And of course, Poe was the topic.
Why wouldn't he be?
Of course, right? There's lots of mysteries surrounding
unsolved mysteries. That doesn't sound like Poe at all.
No, Eddie was definitely a man of mystery, in life and in death.
Yes.
And so I was listening to this podcast, and I'm like going, please get it right. Please get it right. And then it happened, and there was misinformation, and it made me very sad. And I got really, really sad. And I immediately ran to my computer and I typed a message to Levi, and I told him about how defeated I was hearing yet again more, misinformation about Edgar and about his life and even about his death. And I think it was not even 3 minutes later, I got a reply from you saying,
I was listening to a podcast myself in the same, in the same story, the same theme of, the misinformation, the continued myth of Poe just on repeat, regurgitated over and over and over again. And a podcast has always been in the back of my mind. It's one of those things that seem, easy enough to do, right? And a good platform to kind of give your knowledge to others, and especially Poe is the perfect subject, obviously, for us. And
sure, of course.
Really see two better people for the job. I think we can present this information in a way that's not stuffy, because we're not stuffy old scholars that are gonna
not a scholar
critique the hell out of you and judge you for your thoughts or your ideas about Poe, because we know when I'm sure Virginia can agree, but I know for me, when I started out in my Poe fandom, I did read all those myths. I was taking in the misinformation, not knowing it was misinformation, and believing it. And then it takes some time, and it takes some real resources before you realize, oh, okay, that's not accurate, and here's why. So you learn as you go.
And a lot of it does stem back to he who shall not be named, but we're not talking about him
on this podcast.
Oh, no. He can rot.
Yes.
He can continue to rot.
In his unmarked grave.
That's right.
So, he who shall not be named, what was the seed that started this whole tree of misinformation and myths and lies about Poe. And we're forever going to be undoing it. It's been an endeavor since literally the year Poe died that people have tried to vindicate him. And it's still going on to this day. And I think people just prefer to believe the myth and prefer to believe the misinformation because it seems more fun. But I implore you, I implore the listeners here to just trust us. That the truth is stranger than the fiction. Trust us.
Yes,
It's plenty interesting on its own. So
absolutely.
that's why we're here, to give you that truth.
Yeah. So in upcoming episodes, we're going to be tackling topics of all sorts, having to do directly with Edgar himself, or with his works, or with, people in his life.
Yeah, highlighting some of those figures in his life that are kind of obscure and known, but not really known. So I think that'll be a fun thing to kind of expound upon. Those characters in his life that stories need to be shared.
We're going to be talking about places he lived, in things that he got into, that people may not realize, as far as work goes, or even as a wee lad. So we're gonna because imagine Eddie as a wee lad, but he was once a wee lad. So we're going to be covering all of that, and of course the influence that he's had continuously with art, music, movies. Even we will be getting into all of it.
That's a big one. That's one I'm most excited about too. It's kind of the aftermath of Poe, from 1849 on, the aftermath of Poe, and there's so much to cover there, and I'm super excited.
Yeah, so am I. So if you guys want to join us, we're going to be having our podcast airs on Sunday evenings, the first and third Sunday of the month. On our second and fourth Sunday of the month, we are going to have little mini bonus episodes where we talk about maybe something specific, or maybe answer viewer questions or listener questions, depending on what platform you're on. And then, and sometimes we'll even have a bonus full episode when there's a fifth Sunday of the month.
Oof. These guys have a lot to learn from us, a lot to hear from us.
We have a lot of research we should be doing, huh?
Yeah, that's true. Well, it's all up here.
It's all up here.
The research has been happening for a long time for both of us. So
yeah, true.
It's in the bank. We just have to, get it out there.
Yeah, exactly. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we hope that you do, and non-binary folk, of course, if you all would like to take a little stroll with us.
Yeah. Put your listening ears on, your viewing eyes on.
Make sure your boots are laced properly. If you need a coat, throw it on. Let's walk down those cobble streets and hear a little story.
Yeah. So we hope to see you Sunday.
Yes.
Sundays, too, in the future.
Yes. Bye, Levi.
Bye.